I wanted to share something this morning to do with these times and to pay close attention to when are we doing something driven by the mind? When is it that we're using an escape mechanism, not even realizing it because it's become habit? This was interesting today because I have sold a scalar technology, a quantum scalar technology for 4 years. And for the last couple years, things have slowed down dramatically. And it's so profound and it's so amazing what it does to people in their lives, and the reports we would get in continuously of what it was used for, just things we couldn't even imagine. So it's a quantum sound therapy that cancels out things like EMFs and brings wellness to the body, lengthens the telomeres, on and on and on. Okay, you can also do a voice analysis with it that actually you speak into a microphone and you say what you want. It's an affirmation, what you want. And then as you're playing those back over time, you can put it in your machine, in the player, and then sit with it. And what it does, it starts clearing the blockages in you, which actually don't believe you deserve something, or that is entangled with, ancient DNA of ancestrals or somebody that's not even you. So on this unconscious level, it's actually healing our issues that we brought forth this lifetime, many of them that had nothing to do with us personally. Now, the reason I'm speaking about this is because a very interesting thing happened a little over a year ago. I had taken it to Lafayette, California, to a client that was very interested, and her husband, who's a chiropractor, wanted to try it also. And so with the voice analysis, you need the sound on to hear it back. It actually embeds deeper into the body, breaks through things. It's good to have it on all the time, but until you're familiar with it, it can be a little bit edgy. But what happened was we put it on. He decided not to do the voice part. He decided to do what was called heart opening and then divine blessing. And both times we had left the room, and both times after about 30 minutes when he got up, I asked him how he felt. So most people will share they either felt blissed out, or they felt expansive, or they felt something had broken through. Often I get people that actually have divine visitations. They go back in time and something replays in history. I mean, all kinds of amazing things have happened. But this time he said to me, after I said, "How are you feeling?" He goes, "Off." It was like disruptive. And I thought, wow, that's really weird. So, sometimes when you're dealing with things like essential oils or something, when somebody has a reaction, often it is because they need that, right? They need that healing. And so it pulls up all the toxins to be healed. But in this case, I'd never heard that before. So much for that sale, right? And really my mission wasn't about selling it. It was about getting it in as many hands as possible, because this is scalar energy. This actually builds, it's not even a frequency, it's a wave. And it keeps building a field. And the more machines that we have out in the world, the greater impact this will have, because it's not like, say, a sound vibration that actually stops the moment that it travels, to a certain point and you don't hear it anymore. This keeps building. And for myself and my business partner, Shannon, we've come up with amazing testimonials of our own, not only with animals, but people with healing, but neighbors. And it was when I was at her home one time staying, And she warned me about a neighbor that would come home like at 2 o'clock in the morning. He was always drunk. He was screaming at his girlfriend or whatever, carrying on in the driveway, which was right outside my side window. And I thought, well, whatever, there's nothing I can do about it. But she just warned me. Well, I happened to have the miracle on a dresser next to that window. And nothing happened during the night. Nothing. I didn't hear anything. But yes, in the morning I peeked out and the car was there, which it hadn't been there before. And this went on for 9 nights, that there was no conflict. There was nothing going on that was derogatory. And she goes, oh my God, that's the first time. That's the first time since we've lived here where he hasn't come home like a raving maniac at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so that is when we thought, oh my God, this technology is truly more amazing, that it's actually affecting our neighbors. So that was amazing. Then we had 2 cats that were healed. And what I love about animals is that they're not, it has nothing to do with the mind. They just instinctively know to go lay by it until they're healed. And at first, sometimes it seems like something worse is happening. And one of my clients who became a friend, Tina, said she was concerned. She was trying to keep her cat away from it because he was getting sicker. But he would find a way in there and lay next to this cylinder. So he would lay next to it. And then after, I think she said 7 or 10 days, he no longer had a problem that he had since she got him. A big, serious problem. So anyway, animals know, and that's what I love about it. It's like they're not trying to sell something. They're not don't have a preconceived idea of what it does or what it should do. And that's what's so beautiful. I had this experience with my daughter's cat when I babysat, and she was sick. Luna was sick too, and they were worried about leaving. And I just said, hey, there's nothing you can do that I can't do. And we found Luna constantly laying next to it. I have photos where she's literally got her paw up there. And, you know, almost like she was holding it. She'd put her paw next to it and just lay up on a ledge that she never used to lay on before. So that is when it really reinforced my belief in it, not only what it was doing for me, opening the pineal gland, you know, my heart, opening my heart, the divine blessings, all of them. And then this happened. And we see as humans, when we pull back, when we want to throw out something just because we don't understand, right? So I had called one of the people in the company, and I think at the time he must have been busy. And I said, I don't know what's going on, but this is about asking the right questions in life, right? When we don't ask the right question. And so I said, can the little card, which has these huge wave files on it, which actually plays these scalar wave programs, could something be wrong with it? And I don't know, and it's actually causing negative instead of positive. And he said, no, there's no way. You know, they never diminish, they never. So I thought, okay. So what I did is I kept the sound off, because after that experience with the chiropractor, I thought, wow, that was so bizarre. And since Ian said, no, that's not the problem, the waves don't change, I just left the sound off until I went to do today one of my voice analysis. And I have a machine that I lend out to yoga studios or clients that are really serious or something like that. And I have my personal one. And the personal one has been in my bedroom. And that one plays all the time, but it's on silent because I want it at night quiet. So I found out today that player was perfect, right? And here I'm having something else that I'm loaning to people that is creating this edge to it. So again, it's about asking the right questions in life. So why am I saying this? Because what happened when I was not able to do what I felt I needed to do to get this in the world, and it was creating anxiety, and why isn't it happening for me, and all these people want this technology. They're even talking about it. There's all these big names out there that are saying, oh yeah, we're looking for it. It's like, oh my God, this company's been around for 40 years. I have this. I have amazing experiences, not only for myself, but others, and I can't get it into their hands. So because there was a program playing underneath, there's something wrong. Was that I then asked the question, the right question. I put the sound on high, I recorded it, and I sent it to the factory, and I said, is it supposed to sound like this? And he got back and he said, no. No. See, I was asking about the card before. I wasn't asking about if it was something else. He said, no, it should sound like this. So he sends me an audio back, and it's like, oh my God, it doesn't sound anything like that. Turns out the company that I bought a speaker from, I was sent a speaker originally through this company, and I decided to get a better one, a better quality. So I went on Amazon and got one that was supposed to even be better. That is the one that was dysfunctional. So I undid it, and I was really discouraged because it meant I had to buy another. And I found there was a pattern underneath that was going to go into maybe a unconscious aspect of the self, right? So instead of going into meditation and just calming that down from the realization that I had lost sales for years because I had a speaker that was dysfunctional. And so in that frustration, something kicked in, and I thought, I'd like a cup of coffee. Well, maybe to most people that doesn't seem like a big deal, but to me it does. I don't drink coffee, and had replaced it with English breakfast tea a couple years ago. The thing is, to think like that, what is it? It's like something thinks that's going to nurture you. It's going to fix something. It's going to make it okay. But all it does is create more acidity in my body and my mind, and that is not healthy for me at all. The next thought is, well, should I go get onion rings in town? They have really, really good onion rings. And it's like, onion rings? Deep fried food is not going to fix this. Onion rings were not going to deal with whatever issue that came up for me. So it was interesting just to catch myself. And so I decided, well, okay, before I did any of those things, I am going to pick up the miracle, and I'm not going to do the voice analysis yet. I'm just going to hold this to me. And actually, when I used to do a lot of counseling with this, and I've got to do it again, I realized with my clients, they could actually feel it. They can actually, one became part of the company because she was so realized the power of this. I put Gamma Bliss on. I was doing Divine Blessing just a little bit ago. And what it did is it was like I made an agreement that if I really wanted a cup of coffee and I really wanted to go to town and have onion rings, I could do that. But I was going to do this first. I was going to take care of the issue first and not do the Band-Aid. And once I went ahead and let this play through, there was no desire in me to walk to town and get onion rings or have a cup of coffee, which I knew once I made it up and did all, steam the milk and all that, I would end up taking a couple of sips and pouring it down the drain anyway. So it's recognizing, when do you reach for something that doesn't support your highest good because you're running an old program, and instead of healing it, you're looking to Band-Aid it. Okay. Yes, this is miraculous technology, and I'm not a salesperson. I'm really crappy at it, actually, but I'm going to put the link down here in my page because it is the most exquisite awakening tool I've ever had, and will also assist you with your 5G. There's also one that's larger than this. It's actually called a Tesla. It's actually got 3 cylinders. It's mega. But this one here is a practitioner's. We just came out with one that was shorter. This is the miracle, and this is the home miracle. It's shorter, and so it's not quite as expensive. But if you're a practitioner and you want to use the voice analysis for clients, it's very, very powerful for them to break through old patterns and belief systems and ones that they didn't even realize they had. Okay, so I'm going to just put it in the link, and you decide if you resonate with it or not. This is a company that's been over 40 years. Dr. Emoto actually came to work with them about the water, because what they were doing with water. And he was, as you know, into changing water crystals. So anyway, okay, sending much love. Have a beautiful day. And next time you want to reach out for some kind of addiction, pause. If you don't have this, at least do some deep breathing and maybe a little meditation. Go lay in nature, something else. All right, let's see how many of these we can get on the planet to help awaken this beautiful planet and shift the energies.